Hey guys, what's up? Lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the brand new 2019 horror film Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, directed by Andre Reval. I butchered his name, I apologize. Guillermo del Toro is one of the producers for this film. There's a lot of producers on this film. This is based off of a book series, very similar to Goosebumps, a little bit scarier. I've never read the books, but I know that there's a fan base for it. So when they announced this movie, when they showed the trailer, a lot of the fans of the books were very, very excited. But of course, any fans of a book is going to be picky about a film, i.e., every Percy Jackson the Olympian fan is horrified by what 20th Century Fox gave us story-wise. The actors did a great job, but the stories were bad. That's why they stopped after the second movie. It should be a TV series, and we've semi-touched base on this here and there throughout the long time of us talking about film and TV and books, etc. Reviews in general. So, the story that we were given as a whole, I don't know anything about these books, mind you. So the story that we were given was a coherent story, logical plot points, and it made sense. Now, this is a horror drama comedy, because a lot of points were hysterical. The entire theater was dying of laughter when this one kid, Augie, said, "Oh no, my banana!" Or, "Oh no, my banana!" Or however he said it. It was hysterical. "You broke my banana," something like that. I don't remember. Something about his banana, but it was hysterical. So these four kids, 1968, Pennsylvania, go into this old mansion, and the legend of Sarah Bellows is that, she was locked in the base. She was locked in her room and would tell scary stories to the kids who would visit her, and she was disowned by her family, and then she wound up hanging herself in a house or something like that. So then they wound up finding her secret hidden room all the way deep in the caverns of the basement, in a cell basically, and Sarah's book is there, and Sarah wrote the stories in the blood of the children, and anytime the story mentioned the child, then the child died. They would face their fear and the child would die. So as the kids brought the book home, this one girl, Stella, was reading the book, and then all of a sudden the book starts to write its own story about their friend Augie. Not Augie. Was it Augie? It was Augie, yes. Because then Charlie was the fat lady in the red room. So then Augie is being chased and then dragged away by the corpse without a toe, because it was a scary story his dad used to tell him, something like that. And yeah, so Augie disappears, and then the kids are like, "Oh my god, what's happening?" And then Charlie's sister winds up getting all these spiders in her face, and then it explodes with the dot. But then the first kid was Tommy Wheeler, something like that. He's attacked by Harold, the scarecrow, who then he becomes a scarecrow himself. It's just things. So anything that the kids are afraid of is what is going to kill them in real life, according to how the book is written. So then eventually it's just Ramon and Stella who are left. Chuck gets taken away by this white fat lady who absorbs her into her skin in the red room of a hospital. Super creepy animatronic, makeup-wise. Woo! But hysterical at the same time. That's the thing, it's that comedy element. But the kids did a great job with the horror element. Then you had these flashbacks of Sarah, who's trying to show the kids why she's doing these things and how she was being treated from being albino, and she was trying to expose her family of poisoning all these kids with mercury from their paper mill farm, and then the family is trying to just pretend that Sarah's crazy, and then electroshock, and all of these terrible torturous devices for her. So then it's just Ramon facing his fear and Stella facing her fear, at the same time, kind of a thing. Stella's now as Sarah, being remembered in a certain way. And then there's this whole redemption arc between Sarah the ghost, who manifests, and Stella, who's saying, you were a victim, but you became the monster that everybody said you were. I can tell your story. I can tell the truth, but you have to make all of this stop. So then Sarah agrees to it, makes Stella write in her own blood Sarah's story in the book, and then she screams this bellowing scream, and everything disappears, but the kids don't reappear. So at the end of the book, Stella, publishes the story and the truth of Sarah Bellows, and then now they're on the quest to find Augie, and they're on the quest to find Chuck, because there's no way that Sarah would still allow them to be gone, even though they weren't dead. They were just taken. So where were they taken to? Some kind of underworld? Some kind of other world? We shall see. I really hope there's a sequel, because I want to know where these kids are. I want to see how that quest goes. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really well done. For not knowing anything about it, for being a PG-13 horror film, I was very nervous, because PG-13 horror is not really... I don't know. It's not really that horrifying. It's not really that gore-filled. I think that's the thing. It's not really that gore-filled. But this had all elements of horror. It had the creepy music, it had the jump scares, it had the lighting, which made everything dark, but your eyes focused perfectly on it. The cinematography was great. The sound editing was great. I have no issues with this movie. The more I think about it, the more I keep talking about it with people, it's great. I saw it with 2 friends of mine. We all loved it. The redemption arc for a ghost who is doing the haunting. You don't see that in film. I thought it was really clever. I like seeing that. I wrote a story once just like that. There's a redemption arc for the ghost, and it's cool seeing a redemption arc for the ghost. Why is the ghost haunting? Why is the ghost the monster that the ghost is? Was it always a monster? And they talk about it. You're not always bad. There's a quote in Teen Wolf. Monsters don't have to do monstrous things, or something like that. And I think that holds true to it. It's a very nice bit. It's a very nice bit. So yes, scary stories to tell in the dark. Wonderful. Watch it. Please, let's discuss it. Let's discuss the new bringing of the redemption arc for our beautiful ghosts. Mucho mahalo, guys.